Former Browns quarterback Robert Griffin III on ESPN's NFL Live had this to say on who is under the most pressure in 2022.
I don't know if it's the deal that really puts the pressure on Baker, but I think Baker is under the most pressure of anybody in the league. He's got more pressure on him than Aaron Rodgers-Bowles did during his 12-day cleanse.
Oh, the cleanse is back.
Quite simple. That's exactly what it is. All right, so Baker needs a Joe Flacco type of year. He needs to run the table and win a Super Bowl. Anything short of that, he's not going to get the public to buy in on him, and he's definitely not going to get the people in the front office to buy into him being the quarterback past 2022. But we got to realize Baker is also a guy that always performs his best when his back is against the wall and no one believes in him. He went from a walk-on to being a Heisman Trophy winner, and I believe he needs that kind of turnaround in Cleveland for anyone to take him seriously. But if he doesn't run the table and win a Super Bowl, I think we might have seen the last of Baker Mayfield in Cleveland after this next season.
I think that's a little bit extreme on the extreme side. But, I mean, hey, if anybody knows pressure, it's RG3 because, hey, no pressure, no diamonds. But in order to talk about that, let's go ahead and bring in Hayden Grove of cleveland.com. And, Hayden, I understand what he's trying to get at here. I understand that, there's high expectations for Baker. But to say that he needs to win a Super Bowl or else that's it, I think is on the extreme side for Baker heading into 2022.
Yeah, that was a great reference. But yeah, I think that with RG3, I think he's right in that Baker Mayfield might have the most pressure on him in the NFL because the Browns are still in win now mode, and Baker is in his contract year. And if Cleveland brings him back, they're expecting a Super Bowl or a run to the Super Bowl. I disagree that a Super Bowl or bust is where we're at. I think if he has a really, really good year and takes them to the AFC Championship and they run into a buzzsaw in the Chiefs or the Bills or something like that, then, I think that you can still make an argument to give him a contract. And I think the Browns would give him a contract. But he's right in that if they go like 10-7 and Baker plays okay, gets them there, and then they lose in the divisional round, you're still going to have a huge decision to make. Are you going to give Baker a contract, or are you going to play this year by year? Or do you need to go get somebody? I mean, there's already talk about the Browns need to go get somebody. So I think RG3 is right. I think Baker has a ton of pressure on him. I think this offseason he needs to find mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. He's got to find a happy place. I think last year was traumatic for him in a lot of different ways. I think for the first time in his career, he really lost that confidence, that cockiness that he's had in the NFL and throughout, his time at Oklahoma. I think he lost it, and he's got to find it because that's who he is. RG3 is right. Baker's the best when his back's against the wall. So if he goes elsewhere this season, if the Browns decide not to bring him back for this run, I think he'll have a great year elsewhere just because that's what he's always done. But he's got to find some sort of he's got to find just a center. I think everything last year was so much outside of him, and it happened with the shoulder, and then you have so much noise. You just got to bring it all in, find a center, and just, think about what he needs to do to be the most confident, happy, healthy, prepared quarterback that he can possibly be.
Yeah, and the other part of it, too, is that I can't remember the last time a quarterback that had an 8-9 record with the team is all of a sudden getting thrust into the Super Bowl or bust category. Like, I don't really understand that category of it, but